Hello everybody and welcome back to another video by NovaPans Handpans where we teach you the handpan for free. The sheet music also is available for download for free off the website novapans.com/learn. Today we are covering what I am referring to as chord pattern number 2. So what that means is we've already created a lesson on chord pattern number 1. You should check it out if you like. Essentially we'll be developing chord pattern 1 today to create chord pattern 2. And this is what you'll find actually, that a lot of the patterns in the handpan develop from something much more simple and basic. So essentially if you can do a certain pattern, the chances are you can develop it to the next pattern. And it's really nice to have all these different patterns and effects because it allows variation in your handpan playing, which allows you to be more expressionate and creative, which is really appropriate for whatever setting or mood you're in. And yes, so what we have is, I'm just going to play you chord pattern 1, okay? Essentially it was just 2 and 5, as notated here, 2 and 5, in a semi-breve length of note, which essentially is 4 beats, lasts for 4 beats, which in North America is referred to as a whole note. So you play 2 and 5 as a whole note, 4 clicks, and then you play 3 and 5 as a whole note. And there's a repeat mark here, which you'll see in the sheet music. So you repeat it, you go 2 and 5, 2, 3, 4. This is the pulse, 3 and 5, 2, 3, 4, repeat, 2 and 5. 3 and 5, 2 and 5. So how could we develop that? Now, I have to stop myself because I've got a temptation to go really jump a few classes here, but we're going to get to that. Right now, I want to start with the basics. So, or at least leading up to that. So chord pattern, if chord pattern 1 is 2 and 5 and then 3 and 5 and that repeats, I'm thinking why not throw in the third chord of a pattern which I normally use and call that pattern 2. And that is essentially after you play 3 and 5, you then go 4 and 5 and then you go back to 3 and 5. And then you repeat it. So essentially you get 2 and 5, 3 and 5, 4 and 5, 3 and 5. And I can already hear some of you speeding up. I know you would be playing this and then feeling the temptation to go, oh, I've got it, you know, speeding up. But I need to remind you that there is beauty in patience, of course, but the silence between notes, or the patience in playing the notes, because it creates that effect. So remember, when you play the handpan, you're telling a story. I'm not suggesting you be too flexible with the time, which is also a skill and a practice in itself. What I'm suggesting is you don't rush, especially when you start learning the handpan. Don't be disturbed by the click. So it's just the pulse. Sorry. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Repeat that. Slow it down. 2 and 5. 2, 3, 4. 3 and 5. 2, 3. Slow it down. 4 and 5. 2, 3, 4. 3 and 5. What it sounds like without me speaking. We'll throw that in later, okay? I need to notate that. So we've already got 2 and 5 up there. We've got 3 and 5 up there too. I don't think I can fit it all on there. So let me just rub out these. And it's also a way to show you that bar lengths aren't necessarily indicated by their physical position on the lines. For example, hang on, I don't want that to be too what do you call, not neat. You can put a bar line wherever you like. For example, here. All right. I mean, usually you want to suggest there's a consistent amount of space throughout the bars, you know, in terms of their space mapping. But we're not going to be too worried about that today. So 2 and 5 went to 3 and 5, right? 3 and 5. That was a bar. And then we went to 4 and 5. Now we know 4 is here, so 4, 5, okay? And another bar, that finishes after 4 beats. So we went back to 3 and 5, like that. Okay? You can just about see that on there. Again, NovaPans.com/learn. Sheet music is available. You'll be able to access this, download it, and have it in a PDF form or whatever format we're going to provide it in. So you can look at it. Essentially 2 and 5, 3 and 5, 4 and 5, 3 and 5. So essentially you go up to 4 with the right hand and then down to 3. And now I've realised I haven't been notating the hand positions. And this is very important for learning and remembering. Because they're not necessarily interchangeable. You've got 2, 3, 4 and 3 being played on the right here. Okay, and the left hand is playing these up here. Left. Which is 5, okay? I don't really have to notate it every time, but for the sake of this lesson I am providing you with that. So there you have it. That is chord pattern number 2. I mean, we covered that lesson in significantly less time than the previous one. I think it was 10 minutes longer because I was probably waffling on. But I'll play it one more time for you, so hopefully you can see that at the same time. So remember, get that click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 5, 4 and 5, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 5, 2, 3, and then repeat. We've got repeat marks, so just repeat that. 2, 3, 4, 2. Didn't really hear the 5. Make sure you play the 5, yeah, to create the whole chord. 3 and 5. Repeat. 2, 3, 4, 3 and 5. Slow the click down. 2 and 5. 2, 3, 4, 3 and 5. 2, 3, 4, 4 and 5. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3 and 5. 2, 3, 4, 2 and 5. So repeat that, practice it. There's no set number of times you should repeat it in order to master something. No one is, telling you need to be practicing this. However, since I realise I am your teacher in this case, I will say, make sure you practice this. Don't be too ingrained by or at least locked into having to see the notation and therefore play it, because that in a way will take you down a route of academia, which is interesting, but if you want to be able to play and feel it, remember you have to be able to play and feel it. So use this as a reference, okay? Memorize it, and then, what's that called? Proprioception? Translate this experience into playing those chords without needing the sheet music. So essentially, eyes closed, not even visualizing the notes, just remembering that your hands play 2 and 5, 3 and 5, 4 and 5, 3 and 5, and it repeats, okay? Now, as we expand these lessons, you'll find that This is really just the foundation of something much greater we're building. I feel like I'm doing a voiceover for a movie here. Maybe it is a movie, because we're going to develop it into things like this. But we're not going to do it right now, as tempted as I am to throw that into chord pattern number 2. That is probably going to be chord pattern number 11, and I may even have to evolve the name from chord pattern to, generally speaking, pattern. Okay, so thank you for bearing with me. Didn't mean to be doing the Donald Trump there, but it comes naturally. There you go. See you at the next lesson. Thank you very much. If you've got any questions, let me know. Thank you.